Hi there guys, welcome to Win-Loss Record, the series where we play with 2 Max C now, because that's all we can do. Okay, so we are on week 3 with our Red Dragon Archfiend playthrough, and we are sitting at a not so comfortable anymore, 7-3. So hopefully we can get a little bit closer to that 5-0 record that we got in week 1, and not more like the 2-3 record we got last week. So, we are going to be leading off today, starting off with a deck that we actually played last week as well, where we are going to be taking on the Junk Synchro deck. And we get full combo straight away because Red Dragon Archfiend is tremendously consistent with what it can do, providing you don't get your Soul Resonator Ash Blossomed when you need your Bone Archfiend. We can just summon into a whole bunch of things here because we already have the Synchron Resonator in hand, which is going to give us plays down the line. Bestial Dispatcher comes out into the Red Dragon Archfiend, into the Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. We can bring the Vision Resonator back to our hand and banish the Red Rising Dragon using the Obsessive Overloop. Bring the Red Rising Dragon back to go into Scarred Dragon Archfiend, then go into Archfiend Bane, in order to be able to summon out the Obsessive Overloop again. Tribute that off for the Scarred Dragon Archfiend, which puts our traps online, which is really useful. Okay, so we're going to get them summoning out a Junk Warrior. Junk Synchron even, going into the Junk Speeder here. And we can just negate all of this. Let's just call by that and just stop the Junk Speeder going ahead. They're going to target the Junk Synchron in the graveyard and go straight to end phase here. But they don't really have anything that they can do, so there we go. First win under the belt for the week, which is always a relief to get that first win under the belt. Okay, into the second duel now, and once again, we have got a decent hand. We are playing up against the Exodia deck, who leads with a set back row of 3 and Wedju Temple. We get Impermed, but we're going to just cross out Designator that Imperm in order to stop that from going through. Go into the Bone Archfiend, and we can just go in for our plays. Red Rising Dragon is going to summon out the Crimson Resonator, summon out the level 2 and the level 1, and grab our Crimson Gaia. It's full combo, kind of. We don't have the Obsessive Overloop in play here, but we do have everything else going on for us. So we can go into our Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. Unfortunately, we can't quite get the opponent down completely. We needed an extra sort of 1,000 at least. We're going to negate that effect before finishing off the battle phase, leaving them on 1,300. Opponent is going to activate their Wedju Temple, and we're just going to negate that. They activate another one and then realise that there's nothing they can do with it, so they scoop right there. So 2 wins on week 3 of Red Dragon Archfiend. This is going better. This is what we like to see. Okay, we're going first here, and once again we start with Soul Resonator. So it allows us to go into our Bone Archfiend and just do the same thing. It's the same combo every time, but it works, guys. It does work. So we're going into Scarred Dragon Archfiend. Grab our Crimson Gaia. Crimson Gaia is going to activate in order to add the Fiendish Golem to our hand. Go into the Bestial Dispatcher. Summon out the Red Dragon Archfiend. We're going to go into Bane with this play. So I tried something new here. I shouldn't have done. I did it all completely wrong. So it was not a good play because we've not ended up with the Archfiend Abyss on the field. So it does mean that the opponent can do some stuff here. We get our Bestial Dispatcher sent back to our hand and our Crimson Gaia sent back to the hand. Sorry, sent back to the extra deck, and Crimson Gaia sent back to our hand. But the opponent playing Goatee, not able to capitalise on that and actually make something of their board. They're going to bring back their tuner, and we banish that because I didn't read the card and I didn't realise that it was just going to special summon itself back. So That was my bad. But it does mean that we can just banish their entire field using our red zone, and then go in for our regular plays. Summoning out the Wild Wind this time so that we can go into the Red Rising Dragon. And the Red Rising Dragon is going to allow us to go into a Scarred Dragon Archfiend. Because we can bring back the Bone Archfiend, we can then modulate its level, go into another Red Rising Dragon. It is a soft once per turn, so that is absolutely fine. We can go into the Archfiend Abyss, and then we are good to attack for game, and the opponent just scoops before we do. So, pretty good, pretty well played for the most part, other than that banishing of the Goatee card. But yeah, pretty good. So, opponent chose to go second here, and I'm thinking, is it Tempai? What could it be? We're going to go in for a full combo here. And start with the usual plays. Go into the Red Rising Dragon, bring back the Crimson Resonator, and we get Gammered. So, we're going to Ash Blossom that. And he allows us to play a little bit longer. But spoiler alert, he is going to use that Gamma again in order to stop us in our tracks. But we do get this Patter out onto the field, but he stops us from being able to summon the Red Dragon Archfiend with the Scarred Dragon Archfiend effect. And our opponent is playing Numeron. So he Kaiju's our Bestial Dispatter, destroys our back row, and here we go. I hate Numeron. It is the bane of my existence. Whenever I come up against Numeron, I always seem to lose. And this is going to be no different, unfortunately. You can just go in for attack for 8,000. So simple. So, yep. That is, it puts an end to that streak at 3 games. So hopefully we can go with a 4-1 record by the end of today's episode. But yeah, we can't get that perfect 5 out here. And we've got to go through things in a different manner here. So we have gone into the Red Rising Dragon. We've got to bring back the Vision Resonator. We've grabbed the Crimson Gaia. And we can go into the Scarred Dragon Archfiend, pull out the Bestial Dispatter. That's going to bring out the Red Dragon Archfiend, but we need to get this off the field now. So Obsessive Overloop is going to bring back that... banish the Red Rising Dragon in order to bring it back with Dispatter, and then we tribute off the Red Dragon Archfiend using Bane to just get it off the field, so because it will wipe the board at the end of the turn if we do not do that. We're going to get dropleted here. We're going to instantly just called by the Poplar. We're playing against Snake Eye Fire King here. So we've called by the Poplar, so at least we're kind of going in for just Fire King plays here. Which is alright, it's not too bad. We do get our Dispatter destroyed. But we can bring back a Red Dragon Archfiend through our Crimson Gaia and summon out another Red Dragon Archfiend because of the Scarred Dragon Archfiend going to the graveyard. So we're in a pretty good place here. He brings back the Ponix to hand. We resonate a call into Soul Resonator. I just want to make sure that I can get game on board here. So we're going to go in for the Bone Archfiend, bring out the Red Rising Dragon. Red Rising Dragon is going to summon back the Vision Resonator, grab the Absolute Power Force into the Scarred Dragon Archfiend, and attack for 4,600 using the double piercing from Absolute Power Force and go in for game. So a 4-1 record in week 3. Hopefully we can do really well in week 4 and claim that top spot. We need to get through with only losing one more game, and that way we will tie with Blackwings. So thank you very much for watching, everybody. I hope you have enjoyed this episode of Win-Loss Record. If you have, please do subscribe down below. Be very much appreciated if you did. And I will see you next time.